Okay, guys, this is after many requests, sorry, one of my losses. This is a Druid, a Resto Druid, Arms Warrior team, and this match went on for 22 minutes and took forever. We got so close to kills so many times. If I had gotten a tiny bit more RNG, this would have been over. I've had to speed this up quite a bit. It's at about 150% speed and it goes up a little bit faster at the end just so I could actually upload this. So if it's hard to follow, I am sorry, but there is a time constraint on what I can upload. So this is what I get. Kick, Cyclone, get Fate casted on it, and my Pally's going to eat that. Or not. I guess he line-of-sighted it. So running around like idiots. We were actually on vent for this one, but there wasn't much talking. It was pretty quiet, and there wasn't much to learn from what we were actually saying. Cyclone does end up going off on my Paladin, so I'm playing a little bit defensively. I'm kind of worried about my health because he did just use his claws to smash, and he has actually sundered, which is something I generally don't end up doing on my warrior, and can be a good idea, but when you claws to smash for burst, it's not beneficial at all. But for maintaining damage output, it is a pretty good idea to do. I probably will start doing this once I get back on my Paladin and my Warriors 2s. So I'm sitting on this Druid as much as I can, trying to get a kill, but he's just going to shift and run over and over again. Unfortunately, the offensive pressure that this team can do because of rotating Cyclones is a lot higher than what we can actually do. I do end up getting the kick, but I got mantled and don't have anything to follow it up with. So I'm stuck in a throwdown that I can't get out of back into everything. So I'm switching back to this warrior just because I did get peeled and there's not much I can do, and Necrotic Strike will soak the same amount of mana regardless. Although we are not winning on mana, I grip the Cyclone so that I can, trying to enrage my pet. The Ruin cooldowns are very weird still. I haven't gotten used to them since what they used to be, and I haven't been on my DK for very much at all. I do line of sight my healer, but he did manage to get up on top. Kick another Cyclone and just keep going around. It looks like it did not go up actually, and the latency goes off and my kick goes off. It happens like 5 or 6 times where I either grip and get caught in a Cyclone or kick and gets caught in a Cyclone and things like that, where the spells go off, both of them, which is really frustrating because I don't have my kick up if I do, and all sorts of things that makes it frustrating. So there's going to be a full Strangulate with my Gargoyle up to stop that Cyclone on me, so that if needed I can peel off my Paladin, because my Trinket is down. My Lichborn's down, so this would actually be a fairly good time for them to switch to me if they needed to. However, their kill target is going to be my Paladin, but he still has his bubble up, and I'm going to spend most of this match peeling because, like I said, he's still lesser geared, but he can fake cast people fairly well. There's a focus kick onto his Cyclone, keeping it off of my Paladin, I'm assuming, so I don't get killed, because I am at about 60. That's when it really matters. There's another one onto it. I'm not sure if he's not expecting a focus kick. I anti-magic zoned for Ruin Power just so I could try to get the next coil off and end up gripping a Cyclone that goes off on my Paladin anyway. Actually, correction, that was a throwdown. That was the debuff bar. This is going a little too fast for me to commentate on perfectly. He's going to bear tank me. My Paladin's low on mana. Not a good spot to be in because this Druid's got almost full. His Guardian of the Ancient Kings is up, and this is where we could get a kill if my Strangulate was up. Unfortunately, Necrotic Strike isn't going to do it, and I did have to use it to peel the Cyclone so that I didn't get switched to at about 60k health and die. I'm not sure if he had his full burst up, but yeah. He does eat a Cyclone, and it just cleared. I ended up coil healing myself so that I don't die as well. Enrage my pet, start tanking this warrior, and I should be stacking Necrotic Strike up as quickly as possible. However, one of the main things I have to do on this team is keep down Desecration so that the Druid cannot kite me as well, and so that the warrior, my Paladin, can kite through it. There's going to be a kick on his Cyclone again, just trying to keep it so I am free to peel this warrior when needed. Gargoyle is back out for a second or third time. I'm not sure how long this has been going out for. Another kick on a Cyclone. Gargoyle is out. I'm fully peeled. The warrior comes over to peel me, and it doesn't look like it was because of bubble. It should still be up. Oh, it was because of bubble. It probably wasn't needed. I was available to peel if it had been called, but he is hitting me pretty hard. I think that was his Colossus Smash. I get bopped. I'm not sure if this was a panic bop. I might have said I don't have any cooldowns up. I'm not listening to the vent in the background, unfortunately. So it's a little bit bad. We're kind of falling behind on mana. It's about 50k to 30k, but it doesn't really matter at this point. This is a long match, and if we can get a kill, we get pretty close several times. And we haven't really gotten close once. We already forced his shield wall, which is back off cooldown, ironically. You can watch my Afflicted on the side, and his pummel's about to clear. Yeah. Innervate's up on the Druid. He's up to 70k mana. I'm not sure if my Paladin's going to try to counteract the Innervate with his Divine Plea. Probably not right now until we're all topped, and he likes to, what's it called? Avenging Wrath with it just to counteract some of the reduced healing, and he can spam heals through it. Because they cannot purge it, and we can't get rid of theirs, so this is a fairly long match. Back on the Warrior, I blew my Strangulate about a minute ago. I'm not sure what on, I didn't catch it. There's a Cyclone that doesn't go off, it gets line of sighted and cancelled. A full Healing Touch, I actually Dark Sim this just so that I can top people if needed. It looks like the Warrior is on my Paladin pretty hard, so I do throw it on him instead of myself. Even though topping myself off might have been a better idea just to keep the Druid forced to Cyclone. But yeah, there's my Desecration down, although the animation's pretty bad on this map, as well as the pathing for the tomb in the middle. It was really annoying. The Druids run off and started to drink. My Paladin started to drink, and I'm going to run over and Chains of Ice him so he can. So it's about 50k to 50k, I think. Judging by it's about 50% to 50%. My Paladin has a lot less mana because he's got less gear. And I think he Divine Pleas up. And I believe he has Cancel Aura for that so that he can cancel it and heal if needed. But seeing as it's a 2-minute cooldown, it's not necessarily a good idea. Enrage my pet, trying to get on this Warrior as much as possible. Throw my Strangulate up and just don't have enough to finish him off. There is his shield wall. I saw it on Gladius, even though it's not appearing on Afflicted for some reason. I wish this add-on was up to date. It's a little outdated, but I have come into situations where even the outdated version would have been helpful, so I have turned it on. And I don't end up watching it too much on this match because I know the times on all of these cooldowns fairly well. Kick that Cyclone and it still goes off. Really wanted to lock him out of nature. I believe we blew a tree form on the Druid, which obviously won't show up on Afflicted because it is 3.3 from Season 8 still, and just a couple of the updated times that I did myself. Getting on the Warrior pretty hard. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to finish off this kill other than possibly a Hodge or possibly my Pet Stun was up, and I used it on the Warrior to peel off my Pally. I get caught in a full Cyclone. I kind of wish I was on my Warrior so I could Spell Reflect these, because he is not trying to do much about them. But what happens, jump at charge, and just keep cutting. I actually can switch to the Druid here because he is stuck in standing form without very many hots up, and I'm going to switch to him for a bit. While it's not necessarily the best idea because he is going to kite me and this Warrior hits rather hard, I do what I have to when I can get a switch. This is not exactly the best map to be facing these guys on. Just the chain, howls, the roots, and hamstring coming up 24/7, as well as probably poor cooldown usage for my Icebound. Stacking Necrotic Strike up, which gets healed through with, I believe, a Swiftmend or a Regrowth. Caught in a Cyclone. Trinket it, but my Trinket was like 1 second on cooldown, so I couldn't get it off when I needed to. I put my pet on this Druid, which means I should be switching, but I'm a little worried about my Paladin at this point, so I potentially wasted a kill opportunity there. With my Gargoyle up, it would have been a nice change. My Paladin's at about 50%, topping himself off. I'm keeping my pet on this Druid as much as possible. My Paladin's sneaking a drink off, and then coming back in to top me off. Growth sneaks in, and the Druid's at about 50%. Kick a Cyclone, or try to kick a Cyclone. Didn't work. I'm not sure who it went on, or if it got trinketed, or if he tried to fake cast because I ran over there looking like I'd kick it. Druid's fairly low. Unfortunately, I get Warrior Feared without anything up to get out of it, and leave my pets on him full time. They're not going to do enough to kill him, but I should be switching to this Warrior and Necrotic Striking. There is another tree form, and just trying to time it out as much as possible. He's going in for Cyclones. I can't get a kill in tree form. It lasts ridiculously long as well. So I can't do anything. This team's going to get fully topped off. All of the pressure that I've done, all of my cooldowns are almost matched by that one use of that, despite my pressure. Pet is still on the Druid, who is finally out of tree form, and I should be looking to switch to him pretty soon. He's at 70. He's hotting himself up, which means he's got to keep hots on 2 targets now, because I am on this warrior and he's got to get through Necrotic Strike. I switch, Pet stun the Druid, who somehow gets out of it. Kick a Cyclone, I think. It goes off on the Paladin, it looks like. Long ass match. Pet is still on the Druid. Grip him out of position so that I can sit on whoever. Gnome Racial Freedom. That was bad communication on my part. I believe I trinketed that actually. Full Cyclone. I can't get out of this. My Paladin's getting peeled. He should be running through Desecration as much as possible. There's a Cyclone into a Cyclone, so they're DR down to about a second. Double Desecration's down right around here, so my Paladin should be looking to kite as much as possible. There's a bubble, or a bot, because his Forbearance is cleared, I guess, to peel it, and I think they're going to try to Cyclone through it. So I'm on this warrior, and I'm going to Death Coil him, pull him back, get out of his fear. He's finally landing fears on me to CC, so I can't coil heal myself, and it's rather annoying. So the warrior's still on my Paladin as much as possible, because his bubble is down. That's not a good spot to be in, although their tree form is down as well. Caught in a Cyclone that I should have anti-magic shelled, and I'm thinking they're going to get a kill here. Luckily, we managed to kite them enough. I don't have Chains of Ice or I have Chains of Ice up always, but I didn't have a Pet stun off to peel, and I believe he did Hodge to try to clear it. This actually turns into potentially a bad situation for them to be in. Grip a Cyclone and sit on this warrior as much as possible. He's sitting on me. I'm just trying to get through it. I throw my Silence up. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get a kill because he did go defensive. Just how long this match is going on for is ridiculous. Low health, Chains Grip, there's a regrowth going off. He's defensive as much as he can. Charges that. I think he might have just pulled out a two-hander, which probably isn't the best idea considering I'm on him as much as I can. I Dark Simmed a Cyclone and threw it on the warrior at some point. I don't know why that DR has not cleared. I don't remember watching that, and my Dark Sim's off cooldown. So my add-ons are still a little buggy. The DR tracker is pretty bad. I need to turn it off because it's not helpful at all. Switch to the Druid because my Paladin has fully topped himself. I can come and peel if I need to and sit back on the Druid. This could be a kill on our part if we had a Hodge or if my Silence was up. Unfortunately, it's not coming through like that. The stuns actually ended up getting it. If I had used IBF preemptively, I might have been able to get out of it and pull this out. Unfortunately, I'm still going to try. I got a couple seconds on my Silence. Unfortunately, he's getting away. I might try for this anyway, but it probably isn't a good idea. I switch back to the warrior because I have gotten peeled and I'm sitting on him just trying to Necrotic Strike and make him top himself off with hots and top off this warrior. I get caught into a Cyclone with Colossus Smash Up, which is probably good for me because it did eat a lot of his damage, despite the way it looked. The Druid's off in the middle of nowhere. I'm assuming he was trying to get a drink, but my Pet is on him because I'm not going to play the everyone resets and drinks again, because that is what timed out this match quite a bit, even though it was probably better for us because the Druid had more mana. Kick a Cyclone on the Druid, enrage my Pet, come over, start sitting on him, Necrotic Striking as much as possible. There's Empower Ruin Weapon, Trinket. I should have Gnome Racialed. Unfortunately, he line of sights all of my stuff and tree forms. If that grip would have been sooner, if the Chains of Ice would have gotten up, I could have pinned him for a global and possibly caught up. Not sure. Gargoyle's up on tree form. Sadly, I can't get a kill here. It's kind of pointless to attempt it. However, at this point, he is going to be burning through his mana very quickly with the regrowths if he's spamming them, and comes out of tree form right there. And I've managed to keep up enough pressure that he's low, and somehow he's ahead on mana still. I don't know if there was an Innervate that went up on him as much as I can, stuck into a throwdown so I can't get a kill. Come around and blow my Silence. I didn't catch the cast, unfortunately. It still went off. So it's only going to be 5 seconds, and he's going to continue going, and it's not going to end up getting the kill. Come over, get caught in the roots. Cyclone was on someone, but I believe it got cancelled, and my Pally goes down really quickly when I couldn't do anything. Several kills we could have gotten, and they got close once. I got close like 4 times, and RNG just favored them, I guess. And it was just a terribly long match. It was fun, though. Facing a mirror that's, or not a mirror, what I play on my warrior, or want to play on my warrior is always nice to see, because I do know how it's played, and I can play better against this. And I think I can probably beat these guys if we'd gotten a second round, just from better usage of cooldowns.